hey, you're in for a little treat. It's gonna be a frothy, foamy, fermenty. No, not fermenty. A frothy, foamy, fluffy, maybe? I don't know about fluffy. Definitely frothy, definitely foamy. Fun, fabulous time. So, cool thing I want you to see today. As you well remember, a year and a half ago, COVID went wild, right? Really changed everybody's flow. One of the major changes that we all experienced was supply chain. Food getting from, where it's made to where it's sold and in consumers' hands, right? That's supply chain. And all of that just got completely exploded. Remember all the toilet paper craze? Never seen so many people so worried about the rear ends in my life. But there it was. Some of the other supply chain things that happened was, you remember the meat shortage? Some of the meat plants, packing plants, got little COVID outbreaks and they shut them down. Next thing you know, what's going on in the store? What's going on? Not meat. Remember the milk and the eggs got a little short? A lot of stuff did, to be honest with you. Funny thing happened, okay? Let me rewind just a second. In our cow herd, most of our cows here on the ranch, they are black Angus. We have this one little section of our cow herd that are Angus milk cow crossbreeds, okay? We probably got out of, a couple hundred cows, we got probably 4 or 5 maybe that are like 2/3 Angus and 1/3 milk cow. Now there's many different milk cow breeds. There's Holsteins, Jerseys, Guernseys, Brown Swiss. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through all that. I'll just say milk cow for the purposes of the video. But we have a handful of these cows that are crossbred. Usually that comes from when you have a Angus bull breed a milk cow, then the baby of course is half and half, and over the years the genetics kind of change. But the point of all this is that we have just this little handful of them. Now last year when things went south, so to speak, we had a milk cow that had calved. She was pretty young and she had a baby calf, all right? And of course, if a cow doesn't have a calf, you can't milk it because she's only producing milk because she has a calf. So Haeli was all gung-ho and she's like,
I think we should milk a cow.
I'm like, all right, now you got to understand some things about milking a cow. It is a lot of work. She's very capable of hard work. It's just one of those things that I don't want there to be any surprises going into it. Like, this is what it is. This is what it is, right? So we bring the milk cow in and her baby, and you have to train a milk cow. They don't just by nature stand there and be like, "Hi, go ahead.
Spring forth the milk from my teats."
They don't, that's not how it works. Bring them in, they kick, they're fidgety, they're agitated. They don't like you having them in a stanchion while they're being milked. But old Bale, gotta give her credit. She persevered, pushed through. And all throughout the whole COVID deal, we were getting a good solid gallon and a half of milk every single day. But this is year 2 now, of course, and she's doing it again. This cow calved a while ago, and Haeli's back to popping that milk. So come along. You can see a little more of the ranch, and you can see some milking.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that. No. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No. Cause I love you, baby.
What was that stuff you sprayed on her teats when you first came in? What was that for?
Oh, iodine. Just to kind of clean things off,
Disinfectant?
Yeah, kills
Okay.
germs, gets her fresh and ready to milk.
Okay. And then after that, you used a little bit of the old...
Oh yeah, that's just nostalgic to me. My mom used it milking goats growing up, and for like any skin, anything that us as kids had, rash, sunburn, scrape, burn, you name it.
Huh.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. There's a few of you out there that know. Okay, show a little technique here, because
Okay.
milking's different than I think what most folks would.
Right. So she's pretty full right now. I locked her off from her calf, so flow is not an issue today.
I
But
think the general feeling is that you grab the teat and you just squeeze it, right? What happens when you do that?
you get a little nothing.
That's it.
That's just a squeeze. What you do is you kind of want to kink it off right here, and then you use the rest of your fingers to pull and squeeze down, and then you kind of gently release in between. And then once she starts drying out, there's another technique for stripping, and that's how you get like a heavier cream content in your milk. So to strip, you pinch it and drag. And what's interesting is you'll see the calves when they're feeding, they do a similar thing. Towards the end, when she starts to kind of dry up, they'll clench and pull like this, dragging. They're trying to squeeze or strip out whatever is left in there.
Actually turns out it's one of the most soothing sounds in all the land. Just listen.
Can you auctioneer to this?
Hum doo 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 die do. It's kind of slow.
I know, I was gonna have to speed it up.
85, 90, 95, 100, 100, down, 100, here, then hang down, 100, here, then a quarter. Oh, I was gonna see if I can get some in my mouth. Can you get it? Nah, it's clean as a whistle. So, if somebody out there was wanting to milk a cow, I mean, what's the hardest, like what's the challenge of it?
I think just staying consistent. You gotta stay consistent and feed them good, put up with their shenanigans. Some people get hobbles so they can't kick. We've got her in a head catch with food, so she stays put, but like I wouldn't be able to walk up to her in the middle of the pasture and just squat down and milk her.
Can you milk the cow with Mama?
Yeah.
You know how?
Ready.
Bama, did you get some milk?
Oh.
Are you gonna have some milk for your cereal tomorrow?
Yeah.
There we go. See that?
Oh, bing bing.
Do it again. That was perfect. Do this one. This one's good. Miss the bucket. Gonna go down into the bucket.
How much milk, Mom?
Can you spray any milk in your mouth?
Yes.
No.
No.
We don't do that, huh?
Okay, you done?
Good
girl.
Okay. So it's pretty cool, right? A little bit of self-sufficiency. It takes way more work. Obviously, it's much more convenient to go to the store and just grab a couple gallons of milk. To be honest with you, in the end, it's likely cheaper by the time you pick up some grain and do whatnot. But there's something about being self-sufficient. I think COVID really made a lot of people realize that supply chain, food in the shelves, grocery stores being full is not necessarily like it's not a for sure given. It's a lot more of a blessing than I think a lot of us realized. This is something that I think you're probably going to carry on.
Yeah.
Keep doing.
It's a skill I always wanted to learn, but like having the lockdowns like kind of forced me into it. Gave me something to do.
So if you want to milk a cow,
It tastes better too.
yeah, especially warm, straight out of the teat into
no.
your mouth. One more treat. This is a little bonus footage here from the old man Roost. He's come up with a song to top all other songs.
We borrowed an old Beatles tune and put our own lyrics to it, all inspired by Haeli the milkmaid. And it goes like this. Lovely Haeli the milkmaid, how could we live without her? Give us a milk drink and let us think of you. Squatting under a cow named Lady, getting milk for grits and gravy, making cheese and butter and a little ice cream. In the trucker's cap, she looked much older. A bale of hay across one shoulder made her look just a little like a Hutterite girl. Doop, 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 lovely Haeli, the milkmaid. How could we live without her?